We are the upstream state. As the upstream state, we should take more seriously. How are we setting up our downstream neighbors? What kind of water quality are we sending them? I'm Michelle Stockness. I'm Executive Director of Freshwater Society. I was born and raised in Minnesota. Grew up in Minneapolis and came back here even though I said I would never live here. It's too cold, and here I am still. It's maybe not funny I work in water. We're the land of 10,000 lakes and the headwaters of the Mississippi, and water's like a really integral part of who we are here. I think Minnesota actually takes it to the next level in water protection. So there's the federal rules, and we have our own sort of state rules around clean water and safe drinking water. I'm trained as a civil engineer. I'm a water wastewater engineer, and Freshwater's here to do water research projects, water policy, and a lot of community engagement work. I think we more think about it as a cultural value. Everybody has a story about fishing with their dad, going on a boat ride, or swimming at a beach. Snow sports, things on frozen lakes like ice skating or ice fishing, that's a really big part of like recreation in Minnesota. You gotta show up to the community event, show up to the art festival, talk about what you care about. So the more we can sort of have engaging community spaces, especially for youth, and have their voice heard more, I think is really important. So this is talking about how we connect with water. Or do you feel like you can do something to protect water? Or you think that's someone else's job? Or
I think it's everybody's job.
What are you writing, Charlotte?
Make sure to sweep your leaves.
Sweep your leaves? Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll like block the sewers and it will get into the water.
So remember how your other grandparents are on a private well? That's how in the cabin. Homeowner has to test the well, make sure it's safe. Remember when you guys did that test kit at your grandparents' house, and we tested the water and then we sent it to a lab and then we got the results back?
I think I remember them being like the water was safe.
So this is a lot of what I remember about Grandpa Paul. Looks like he's doing surgery on some kind of
Sounds like a hawk.
Hawk. Animals here are animals that have been injured, and so they help them recover, and then they stay here because they can't go back in the wild. So I named this zoo after my Grandpa Paul. Grandpa Paul loved being outside, and he loved to take care of animals, and he wanted everybody else to love being outside. He wanted everybody to love nature. We can learn about nature more and realize how we have to protect nature.
All the things out.
Look at that sign says.
He's not
Our
hybrid.
black bear is sleeping for the winter. He
Wait,
looks like he's awake.
not hybrid.
Grandpa Paul's favorite animal was a black bear. He loved bears. I was born in the wild. I got confused when I was a pup, and I thought that humans were my parents. Oh no, so I imprinted on people and never learned how to be a wild coyote. Oh. But you'll see, like, this is way different from downtown Minneapolis and the Mississippi River, right? This is more agricultural area, but we still care about water here, just maybe different forms of water. A lot of these communities here, like you can see there's some homes in the background, they're probably on private wells instead of city water systems. But that's what's great about Minnesota is you can come to any part of the state and talk about water issues, and you have to make it regionally appropriate and what people is important to the region, but it's something that we all care about. It snowed here last night, and you can see that they put salt on the roads. They'll put like a brine solution on the roads to try to make the roads safer to drive on. And then that salt washes off the roads and ends up in a lake or a creek or a river. Chloride's just increasing in all the lakes and water bodies. There's a lot of chloride impairments, especially in the metro with road salt. You know, we're lucky to be in the headwaters state because the headwaters coming out and coming through northern Minnesota, that water's really clean. And that's a responsibility, I think, as the upstream state, we should take more seriously.
Okay, spin the wheel.
Who's gonna spin it? All right, it says, is protecting water an individual or a community responsibility? What do you think?
I think it's a community because, like, just an individual can't, like, clean a whole lake. It takes a whole group of people.
Well, what about, like, an individual, like, showering less or, like, saving water or
Yeah, but
or, like,
every
throwing away their trash?
individual person in the community should do that so we can see more of a bigger action.
What hopes do you have for the water in Minnesota?
I hope I can keep swimming.
I hope it's clean enough for you to keep swimming.
Yeah,
There's
it
still
stays-
water
I
when
hope
you
it
guys are old.
stays clean and all the rivers are still available for many, 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 many more years.